What's up, everybody? This is a little bit of a tour, a little in-depth view of my daily driver slash part-time overland van. The van is a 2002 Mercury Villager slash Nissan Quest. As you can see, it idles perfectly fine. One thing to note, it is October 2021 and we're late October, approaching Halloween. So in 2021, this van is 2002. We got 235,000 miles and counting on this van. And as you can see, it runs perfectly fine. No check engine light. Perfect idle. If I hook this up to my scanner, my OBD2 scanner, the idle is actually in the 700 RPM range, which is perfect for this van. They started making the Mercury Villager Nissan Quest vans in the 90s and made them up until 2002. Now, you're probably confused a little bit, thinking, well, they still make Nissan Quest vans. Yeah, they do. But in 2002 was the last model year of the Nissan Mercury, so Ford, collaboration. After 2002, Nissan Quest just became complete Nissan Quest. That had no affiliation or any partnership with the Ford Motor Company or anything like that. They went on and became their own thing. So this particular Mercury Villager Nissan Quest, you got some parts from Ford, you got some parts from Nissan. The engine in this van is Nissan engine. It's got the Nissan transmission, and pretty much about 70% of the electronics and sensors are Nissan. Some of them are Ford. Does sometimes make getting parts for this and tracking stuff down a little difficult from time to time. Luckily, nothing's been too challenging here lately. So when they started making these vans in the 90s, they came with a 3.0 VG series V6 engine. But in 2002, they went to the 3.3 liter VG33E engine, 6-cylinder. Still uses a cast iron block, aluminum head. Still uses a distributor unit. It is fuel injected and stuff like that, but it is a bit of an old school design. Even for 2002, there weren't a whole lot of cars still rolling around with a distributor and a cast iron block. So it's a little odd, but super reliable. Obviously, 2021. Drive this thing every single day, 235,000 miles and counting, like I said, and runs smooth. Starts every single time. Haven't really had a whole lot of problems with it. Did have to put a new battery in it. Random things like that. I mean, it is almost like 20 years old. Did have to put a whole new distributor unit, not just the cap or the rotor and all that. I mean, like the actual full distributor assembly had to be replaced. It was old. I mean, it did its job, for like 20 years, 200,000 miles. It finally just went out. After I put that in, haven't had a single problem with this van. After that, it was running perfectly fine. And obviously, I do full service, not just to this, but to every car, truck, SUV that I own. Plugs, wires, and if I didn't have to replace the whole distributor unit, I always do cap, the rotor button and all that. Fuel filters, air filters. Always gets the oil changes with the oil filters at, about 5. I do it about 5 to 6,000 miles, especially with the newer-ish engines and the newer oil and stuff like that. You can run oil a lot longer than you could back in the day. Oil's come a long way since the early days of just straight conventional crude oil. I usually, at minimum, run a high mileage synthetic blend. Um, During this current session, I am running a full synthetic oil in this. Actually running the Pennzoil full synthetic that's made from the natural oil, or I mean, it's made from natural gas. You probably know what I'm talking about, the natural gas, full synthetic Pennzoil. Um, I mean, so far it's been all right. It's a little pricey. I mean, it's a full synthetic oil. Haven't had any negative experiences with it yet. I didn't know if anyone was curious about that oil, because I mean, as far as I know from my research, Pennzoil appears to be the only company right now that even makes oil from natural gas. I'm pretty sure nobody else is doing that. So it's kind of a sleeper type thing. Like nobody, it's like been around for a little while, but nobody really knows it's there. It gets overlooked quite a bit. But like I said, in my experience, it's just performs like any full synthetic oil, to be honest with you. No negatives or anything to really talk about or anything like that. It's been fine for me. Fan's a little messy. Been moving around a lot. Got the someone's put in a different radio. It's obviously not factory. Got the CD slot mounted phone holder. It works very well if anyone's looking for a very durable, very reliable phone holder that won't move around and act all crazy. I've had zero issues with this phone holder. You can typically pick this up anywhere. I got it from Meijer. I've seen it at Walmart, online, random stores, auto parts stores, and things like that. I mean, they sell it at a lot of different places. And it's honestly, out of all the different phone holders that I've ever used, because you have the ones that mount to the dash, you have the ones that mount to the windshield, and I always have terrible luck with all those. They're not very reliable, and this thing works very well for what it is. Got the climate control center for heat and AC, things like that. It does have rear AC controls and fan controls and things like that, digital temperature gauges and settings. This is just a little storage container, and the bottom one is the cup holder. The one strange thing about this van, and they might have just rushed it during production or something, it's got a fog light control, and if you turn the headlights on and whatnot, the AC, or not the AC, the fog light button comes on. Obviously, you can see that light up. But here's the weird thing. So, there's no fog lights on this van. Like at all. No bulbs, no assemblies, nothing. Now, all the wiring is there, though. Like, the wiring going from everything through the car, from the switch and the fuses and all that, and it runs down into the front bumper cover to the hole cut out to where the fog light would sit, and the pigtails and the sockets that plug in are there, but nothing else is. There's no light assembly or bulb or anything like that. It's just a giant empty circle hole with nothing there. It's kind of strange. So, I mean, the option's there. I mean, if this system still works, you could hook fog lights back up to it, just hardwire in. You know what I mean? And I've looked all over the place for factory replacement fog lights for this van, and I can't find anything. So you're definitely going to have to go aftermarket, you know, if you're wanting to do something like that. But like I said, it's just a 2-wire system, a hot in the ground. Just go get any random LED fog light, whatever you want, that will relatively fit in that hole, and just hardwire splice it into your thing directly to itself, and that switch should turn on that light, and everything should be fine.